Welcome to the second part of the tutorial. So right now I'm going to trim out the excesses from the upper bodies of the dress, which you can see me doing. And once I'm done with that, the next thing we're going to do is to start attaching the petals that we already cut out. I already cut out my petals. I've already stitched it to the lining and turn it inside out, I mean, and then I ironed it. So right now what I'm trying to do is to arrange the petals, and then it depends on how you want it. For me, I'm just going to put one at the center, then I'm going to put two one beside each of the one in the middle, and then I think one each at the back. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to take that to my sewing machine, and then I'm going to stitch it to the upper bodies of the dress. And this is how it looks like after fixing it to the upper bodies. As you can see, I'm done, and then I'm flipping it over so you can see it clearly. This is how it looks like before we start attaching the beads or the pearl to the body. This is how it's going to be plain. So the next thing is to attach the skirt part of the dress now. So to attach the skirt parts, you see, I'll have to determine the length, the measurement of the waist plus the zipper allowance and everything. So I think I got 22 inches. So I'm going to arrange the gathered skirt parts to that 22 inches. I'll make sure it's no more than 22 or no less than 22 inches. I will repeat the same process on the plain two net and also on the taffeta material I'm going to use, and this is how I'm going to arrange the skirt part. So this is going to be the first one, the plain material, then the plain two net, and then the pattern organza that will be outside. So this is me after I've finished attaching it to the upper bodies, and this is how it looks like. As you can see, note I only attach it to the main fabric, not the lining. The lining is separate. The only thing we're going to be attaching to the lining will be the lining for the skirt and the ad net. So you see, this is how it looks like. I've only attached it to the upper bodies, the main fabric, I mean. And see, I'm showing you how I arrange it, and now this is the lining at the other side. So the only thing we're attaching to the lining upper bodies is the lining of the skirt and the ad net. So I'll go ahead and then cut out my what's it called now, my lining for the skirt and also the ad net. So for the lining, this is the lining because I didn't have enough red material, so I'm using this wine material. So it's just for the purpose of this tutorial. So this is my hard net. Using this hard net, adding it to the lining. So I'll just fold it like this, and then I'll just arrange my lining, and then I'm going to measure where I want to place the hard net. So I'm trying to determine from the, so I don't want it to be longer than the lining, and because if it's longer it will itch the baby on the body. So I'm trying to determine, I'm going to remove 1 inch from the upper part because that is where I'm going to gather the lining. Then so I measured 1 inch, I measured 1 inch apart from the upper part, and then I measured 10 inches down. So that is what I'm going to be using. It's not going to be longer or too short for the lining. So once I'm done with that, I will go ahead and cut out my hard net. So after arranging the hard nets, I'm going to measure the same measurement I measured on the lining, which is 10 inches is what I'm going to cut out on the hard net. So I'm going to trim that out, and then the next thing is to gather it on the lining. So right now, this is what we have. So you cut enough hard net. So right now I am not going to really gather it. I'm going to make like a kissing pleating so that it will have the bulky effect. So I'll go ahead and go and then sew that, and then I'll come back to my So now I've joined it to the lining. As you can see, I have joined the ad net and the lining for the upper bodies. So right now the next thing we're going to do is to attach our zip. So and that is what I am trying to determine here. So I'm going to fold my fabric together. I'm going to hold it together at the waist, at the half length. I'm going to go down by 4 inches from the half length. I'm going to go down by 4 inches and then I will stitch it down. I'm going to see, so I'm placing my tape rule. I will measure out 4 inches. So, and then I will sew down. I'm going to leave the from the 4 inches up is going to be where we're going to fix the zip. So I will leave that open. Then after stitching together, this is what we have. I've already even fixed my zip. Note when you want to make your cut out your bishop collar or your turtleneck, make sure you already fix your zip. So right here I am trying to determine the measurement for my neck that I'm going to cut out for my bishop collar or my turtleneck. So right now I'm placing my measuring tape on the neck area and I got a total of 10 inches. So 10 inches would plus 1 inch sewing allowance, making 11 inches. That is 11 inches divided by 2, that is 5.5. I'm going to fold my fabric like a flare, but 90-degree flare, just into two. Then I'm going to place that 5.5 inches. I'm going to rule that out on my fabric. I'll make sure that it is exactly 5.5 inches. So the mark area, I'm going to go up and then determine the measurement I have, and that is what I am going to use all around. So I'll just place the exact measurement I got when I placed it from the upper part. Then that is what I'm going to use all around, and that is what you can see me doing here. So I'll just keep taking out the measurements, which is 6.5 inches. So that is what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to measure out the 6.5 inches round. Once I'm done with that, I'll join the lines together, and this is what we have after joining it together. So from the indicated part, I will go up by 2 inches. So I'm just going to go up by 2 inches round like that. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to take my scissors and trim it out after joining the lines. So the next thing is to trim out my um bishop collar. So this is what we have after cutting it out. I'm going to, this is for the lining. So right now for the velvet material, we use the velvet for the upper bodies of the dress, so we're going to use it for the collar as well. So I'm cutting out another one, so that will serve as the first one. Will cut will going to be like serve as the lining, and this is the main fabric, which is the velvet. I already ironed my paper stay on it to stabilize the fabric. So once I'm done, I'll fold my fabric into two. You can decide not to do this method if you're going to be using hook or a button for your bishop collar, but because I am not going to be using that, it's going to be open at the back. So I'm going to go in by 1.5 inch or 1 inch. It depends on how you want it, but uh I use 1.5 inch. So I'll just from the point that indicated, I will go down and just give it a curve. So I will use my scissors to trim that out like so. So once I'm done trimming it out, the next thing is to join it together at the upper part. So this is what we have after cutting out the other side. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine. I will join it from the side to the upper bodies, to the upper part to the other side. So the way I am using my finger to indicate, you can see what I'm saying. So here I am done joining it and I already ironed it out, and this is what we have. So you can see, you can open it out. So and it is ironed and it's very very neat. So the next thing is to attach it to the body of the dress. So right now, this is how we're going to attach it. The lining is going to be attached from the inside. The lining part will be the one you will attach from the inside of the dress. So I am trying to show you how I am going to attach it to the dress. So you would attach the lining part like so, like the way I am attaching it. You will open it up, and then it will be the only lining part that will be attached to the dress from the inside. Then we'll turn it after joining it on the sewing machine. We will turn it, and then we will use our sewing machine to also attach the velvet part at the outside of the dress. So you have to be very careful when you're doing this. You can use your pin to secure it so you don't make any mistake. So right now I'll take it to my sewing machine, and before you do that, fold your collar into two and then indicate the center, and also you will also indicate the center of your dress, that is the neck area, so that you don't make any mistake. So you're going to pin the center of that collar to the center of the neck area as well, so that you will sew the uh first part, and then you go ahead to sew the second part of the dress as well. So once I'm done with that, I'll take it to the sewing machine, and then I'm going to attach it to the dress. So I'm trying to use my finger to show you how it's going to look once I'm done joining it. So I will show you when I'm done. So this is how it looks like after joining it. As you can see, I had to stop stitch it at the outside after joining. So that is how you're going to fix your bishop collar or your turtleneck. So once I'm done with that, the next thing is to determine the sleeve of the dress. So this is how it looks like after joining the bishop collar and fixing the lining, the zip I mean. So the next thing is to determine the sleeve. So I already cut out this is how I cut out like a 3 inches. I ironed it and I close it up, like the way I am showing you right now. So for the sleeve, I am cutting out 7 inches, which is going to be 3.5 inches if I'm folding it into two. So the sleeve is 7 inches, I mean. So 3.5 for the if I'm folding it into two. So for the gathered tool, I'm not using the plain tool. I'm also using the pattern organza dress. So I'm going to measure out 4.5 inches. That is what I'm going to use for the gathers. So I'll pick up my scissors after measuring out the 4.5. It depends on how full or you want your gathers to be. You can make your fabric a little bit longer if you want it to be very very full. But for me, I'm comfortable with this. I didn't really take measurement of the lengths I'm going to be using. I just take the measurement for the normal length of the sleeve. So I didn't the quantity of fabric I use, I didn't really pay attention to it. So I'm going to trim that out, which is 4.5 inches. I'm using half an inch to join it, and the main tool will be 4 inches. So once I'm done with that, I'll take it to the sewing machine, and then I'm going to gather it. Once I'm done gathering it, I will show you the outcome. So I'm showing you again what I measure out, which is 4.5 inches. So I have four pieces of this, two for each sleeve. So as you can see, I'm going to double it. So it's going to be two for each sleeves. So I will join two together. I will run a gathers on it, and then I will gather it. I'll also run the same process on the other part of the sleeve, like so. So I am arranging it so you can see it clearly. The purpose of doing this is to give it a very very full effect, and it looks so beautiful when you are done doing it. So I'll take that to the sewing machine like I said earlier, and I will gather it. So once I'm done, I will show you the outcome of it. So this is what we have after I already gathered the pattern organza. So this is how you're going to fix it to the material you cut out. You're going to insert it like that, take it to the sewing machine, and then you're going to sew on it. So you repeat the same process for the second part, and this is how it's going to look like. We're not going to be attaching it directly to the dress. We're going to be using our press button because the dress is for a 1 year old, and things makes them very uncomfortable. Sometimes you can remove the sleeve and just leave it as a normal sleeveless dress, or you just want to attach it. So and that is what I'm trying to show you here. I'm going to attach the press button to the body of the dress and to the sleeve to attach it together. So you can decide not to do that. You can also do it and remove it later. So this is where I'm going to attach it. I'm going to put the first part of the press button inside, and then the other part of the sleeve, and just attach it like that. Then I'm going to show you once I'm done the outcome. And then also for the decoration on the petals, this is what I'm using this white cut pearl, and I'm going to be using my gum to stick it to the body. I already did some, so I'm trying to show you how I achieve this. So you just put your, it's a cut pearl, you can get it in the market, it's not expensive. I think it's 300 naira per pack. So you just put your gum on it, and then you stick it to the body of the petals like that, and that is all. And once I'm done doing that, I'm going to show you the outcome. And so this is how it looks like after joining everything together. If you find this video helpful, please do not forget to subscribe, like, or share. And thank you for watching this video to the end. I mean, that means you find it helpful. So please do not forget to subscribe, and see you in my next video. Bye.